I'm looking at applying for some more jobs, and I think there's 3 things that I care about right now when I look at jobs. And that is flexibility, hours and flexibility and schedule, amount of money, um, and what the job actually is in terms of money versus just tolerance, like annoyance, depending on what you're doing and what you're dealing with. And then the third thing is practical value. What can I take home from this job? What skills can I use every day or use, in my life moving forward? What practical knowledge am I gaining from this job? Those 3 things: flexibility, amount of money versus tolerance, and practical value. That's what I care about when I look at a job.
Made a few songs. Then I went to Taco Bell. I got 2 burritos. Filled out some job applications. I did some job applications before I left. And before I made music too, but there's a main one that I needed to do that I got last night for another motel that's close to the other one that I should be working at in a couple weeks. Talking to the assistant manager today. There's another motel down from there that gave me an application yesterday. So I did that at Taco Bell, applied to Outback, 2 online, and then on Indeed, I saw a notification about open interviews for a company that does transportation and parking assistance at all the big events in Las Vegas. So I finished the application. I got a drink, I stopped at the car, then I went to transportation parking service company and basically had a short interview and went back and got my social security card, and now I'm going to finish the onboarding process. It seems like pretty much just apply as long as you follow what you're supposed to do. You wear what you're supposed to wear, all black stuff. You just pick up shifts on an app, and then you just you work as a parking flagger, whatever, transportation directional assistant person, and you just have to work minimum so many shifts every month. I think it's 6 hours a month or something. But you work as much as 40 hours a week. And I'm going back now. But in a week or 2 I should have as many as 4 jobs, who knows. I worked my first shift as a parking transportation flagger person at I worked at the UNLV. Who did I play? Colorado State, UNLV Colorado State game. Man, this job is awesome. Flexible hours, minimal amount of work. You just have to make sure that people just stop their cars and park their cars, move their cars where they're supposed to. Amazing college environment. The whole fucking game. The whole game. And I I just had a blast. Even when I was flagging at the end, you got these like light stick things, and I just like pretended like it was a lightsaber, just the whole time. And this like cool couple from New Mexico was like talking about the game, talking about like the U2 concert they went to, and he just talked to me for the last half hour. And I was just flagging cars in as best as I could. Just flew by. That was awesome. All the people I work with are like mad cool. Like totally like my kind of laid back, just like do what you have to do, like do a good job kind of environment. Like all the bosses and managers are mad cool. Just like I don't know. It's like a cool job and a cool company that I haven't worked at too many cool places. Like, you know, like usually I have a good sense of like, I don't know, within the first like week, 2 weeks, but with this kind of a job, just the kind of the nature of the job and like the way things are, like they just want stuff to be done and done right, and then if that's, you know, if everything's done the way it's supposed to and everything's match up, and you know, I don't know, like there's just not opportunity in like this kind of a business and this kind of a company for things to be like as like it's like cutthroat. The people that work in this kind of an industry to be as like just like deceitfully, like just like manipulative and like I don't know, like everything's more just like cut and dry. Like you know, like show up to this event, make sure your crew can like do, you know, it has to be done in real time. Like a lot of it's just real time event, parking, organization, and staffing. Like I don't know. There's not a lot of room for people to be like deceitful and manipulative. Like if things don't get done, they don't get done. They get done, they get done. Like it's kind of like that in the construction world, but when there's a lot of reports, there's a lot of design work, there's a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of room and time for people to like, yeah, just be like manipulative and deceitful. Like it's not as much of like cut and dry, like how things get done. You know, people aren't like saying like he's not gonna finish that report on time. People that I work with, like it doesn't happen. So a couple part-time jobs like this. And, you know, like compared to FedEx, compared to Amazon, you know, way less like energy, like demanding of my body, not moving like the world's heaviest boxes, a whole shift in the middle of the night, like just standing on my feet, just making sure when, you know, wherever my post is, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and like directing traffic accordingly, telling people the right information. Like that's like literally the maximum amount of energy. So now I have all this energy to like weightlift and like do other things. And honestly, like because the shifts are pretty long and we take like just like one lunch break, like you end up getting into fasting cycles. So I'm not using a lot of energy and my body's gaining energy. You actually gain energy when you go through fasting cycles. I got a lunch too. Boxed lunch, ham sandwich, ate the lettuce, took the tomatoes off. I didn't put like nasty mayonnaise or like condiments on it. I ate the whole lunch. I ate the sandwich, I ate the apple, I ate the chips. I was not like that back in the day. I was mad. I mean, I don't know. I'm not as picky as I was when it comes to food, but like also, like I don't know. I just understand like what having like a well-balanced like meal and like what having a healthy stomach biome means and like how that corresponds to how it makes me feel. Like I understand all that now. So the way I eat's a little bit different. You know, a little more conscientious of like how it's going to make me feel. I don't want this to be a rant, so I'm cutting it on my walk back. Worked freaking 9-hour shift, whatever it was. Gotta work tomorrow, not as long as a shift. I'm gonna go stop by a dispensary, pick up some weed, and enjoy the night and get ready for work tomorrow. like the good old days. When I used to save, and I used to have money in the bank, and I used to invest in stocks, and I used to make money in the stock market. Remember those days? I fucking do. Woo! I was talking to this one dude at my job about, like, he's like, I met this older woman. She's like so hot in this area. And he said it's like the best. And I was like, what? I was like, when I hooked up with an older woman, fucking, it smelled horrible, and it just fucking ruined everything. And like, I couldn't even like perform. I couldn't do anything. The smell just engulfed my nose. I couldn't do anything. It was horrible. And he was like, no, she washes, like, it smells good. He said pussy was tight. I was like, pussy's tight? Like, hers was like, it was alright. It wasn't like, I wouldn't say it was tight. And he was like, I got a big old dick. You know, when you hit that wall, you hit that fucking wall. And I was like, yeah. In my head, I'm like, yeah. Like, a few times when I really, like, pinned a girl down, like, I know what he's talking about. But fucking honestly, dude, I would much rather have my fucking shit than fucking, like, a dick that's too fucking big, that fucking, you can only jam, like, so much of it in a pussy, and then it's like, you fucking are stuck with this, like weird fucking half, like, fitting, like, fucking shit. Or just any, if my dick, like, couldn't fit in a pussy nicely, like, I would not be able to just go fucking ape shit and, like, fuck the shit out of a pussy like I can. Like, I can just fucking, like, pin a girl's legs down, pin a girl down, fucking make my dick feel like 3 inches, 4 inches bigger that way. And then just go fucking ape shit without having to worry about, like, hurting your fucking shit or, like, fucking running into a wall most of the time. Like, I've had a few that hurt my dick, but, like, what the fuck fun is that? Like, why do I want shit to hurt? And why do I want to hurt, like, somebody's pussy? Like, why? I would love it to just fit perfectly, and I can just fucking move my shit freely, like, find all the fucking spots, find all the corners, and just fucking run rampant and fucking just fucking find fucking orgasms with my dick, like, running like a fucking hammer. Like, why the fuck wouldn't I want to be? Like, anybody talking about, like, my dick versus their dick? Like, I love my dick. I love the size of my dick. I love that I can ram my shit in a girl after I pin her down, squeeze her legs together, fucking get it real deep in there, and fucking just fucking go hammer babe shit. Like, I would much prefer that. Sorry. It's great. I love it. When I got to do it, it is the best. And all it takes is a decent equipment. Like I said, I don't need, like, I don't need to have, like, you know, the most golden, like, girl with the most golden body in the world, if that even exists. Like, I fucked a girl who's, like, a foreigner when I was in DC, who's, like, traveling. Like, it was like her and her, like, gay friend tried to, like tag team me, and, like, they found I wasn't gay, and then they tried to get me drunk on wine, and the dude tried to, like, make moves on me, and just, like, wasn't working because I'm not fucking queer. And then they fucking finally, like, came to that conclusion, and then she was like, alright, I guess I'm fucking hammered off wine at that point, and then I couldn't even perform that well. And this girl had the nicest body of any girl I've ever fucking seen, fucked, like, anything. Like, she had the nicest body of anyone by far. I don't even know what the fuck country she was from. I couldn't even, like, make use of it because I was hammered off wine. And I, like, didn't perform well at all. So, you know, I don't know. Like, there's, like, happy mediums all over of, like, a girl, her characteristic, her personality, her body, like, her, like, what she brings to the table, how smart she is, how, like, unannoying she is. Like, there's just happy mediums all over, and you gotta find what's best that you can work with. But in terms of sex, like, girl does not have to be perfect. Like, stuff that I can work with that's, like, appealing to me, that turns me on, and I will make her feel so fucking good. That is my promise. Whoo! Like, I pulled a number at my shift today, and this girl, she had a tight, big, nice, firm cake. And she was she was like Midwest, Southern, like pretty cool, pretty down to earth, sexy. She brought a lot to the table, from what I saw. I'll say probably, like, at my shift, like, I probably noticed 5 to 10 opportunities where I probably could have tried to give my number back, or get it, and I probably would have had a high success rate. There's, like, so many opportunities, so many options, and you're, like, working, and, like, I saw those looks. I know what I'm working with.